growing. And looking into the future, John, tell me about what do you hope to get from the chamber, and how do you hope that the chamber can assist you going forward, looking ahead?
Well, going forward in my business, it's just the more people I meet with the chamber, the better it is because they're the ones telling people about my business. Whether I'm in tours, which I am, but like restaurants, insurance business, the word gets out, and they're kind of your comrades when you're in the chamber. We all want to help each other because we're all in the same scene.
That's great. That was a great answer. Mike, or?
Yeah, so one reason why I wanted you to be part of the project, John, is when I interviewed you for the WeHo bill.
Right.
You had a really great sense of like the history of West Hollywood, and like this part of the reason why we're making this video right now is because of the centennial of the chamber.
Yeah.
And so can you maybe riff a little bit, talk about like the great history of West Hollywood and the Sunset Strip, and like you mentioned to me like the area of Sherman, and
Right.
When you remember when we were talking about how you're saying the origins of WeHo are about outsiders, like the music,
Right.
the arts, the LGBT. If you could just kind of maybe riff on some of that history for us, that would be awesome. What you know about.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Isn't the chamber? Is it 1921? Isn't that the? Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. Let me get into it. So,
You want me to tee it up? Or you
yeah,
got
kind
it?
of team. What's the actual question?
Let's break it up. I just wanted, so that's the
Well,
overarching.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
throw it.
so I think it doesn't have to, but I love that you would lead in from that we were established in 1921. West Hollywood
Okay.
actually was established, and the chamber was named West Hollywood Chamber way before it was incorporated in 1984, right?
Right.
And then you could just go into some of the history, it doesn't have to be related to the chamber, John, it just has to be, the chamber was very instrumental in building the business community as we see it today. And then you could talk about some of the history that you
Okay.
learned from John, or John, that you tell on your tours, almost like you're giving a tour to us.
All right.
Get out, get.
Let me come at it at one angle, and then I'll try to.
Yeah,
let me
it
just
doesn't
try
have to be
different
the way I
angles
said it,
because
yeah.
I don't want to power babble either because
No,
that's
yeah,
I could
okay.
and then it's no. So let me think about this.
Michael actually knows more about what he's looking for with this piece
Okay.
than I do, actually.
So,
this
again,
is-
I'll just tee it up and then, well,
Sorry.
so I think that maybe the first part to start with is like, if you just go back 100 years.
Oh, got it.
Sherman, et cetera.
Okay.
So let's go back 100 years, and a lot of people don't know West Hollywood was
Yeah.
once known as Sherman.
Right.
And yeah, from there.
Okay, so a lot of people don't know this about West Hollywood, but it used to be called Sherman, and Sherman was a railroad builder. His name was Moses Sherman, and he had built a big rail yard in between L.A. and the beach at Santa Monica, and he chose West Hollywood area, on San Vicente and Santa Monica area, to build this rail yard. So what happened there is he builds this big rail yard, and then all the railroad workers kind of lived and worked right around that area, and that's what it became, the little town called Sherman. As time went on, and as the movie business started growing, you had Hollywood, you had the little town of Sherman, and then you had Beverly Hills. The little town of Sherman was kind of an outcast from there because we weren't in the LA city police department or the Beverly Hills police department. We were a county area. They were kind of outcasts because they're railroad workers. They're kind of hard living, hard drinking people. And we actually, they built a church up on the hill above that called St. Victor's Church so they could absolve from there. So you had railroad workers down below in Sherman. They would go to church, and but they were hard drinking, and no one really wanted much to do with them. So as time went on, people started moving in the area because, again, this was county area. You have Hollywood, and you have your Hollywood actors, and then they would live in Beverly Hills, and they would take the little route home to Beverly Hills. So there was no rules in between, which was the West Hollywood area. The West Hollywood area, then people started moving in the area. Gangsters started moving in the area. People on the margins started moving in the area. Let's say if you're gay or if you're Jewish or people that, people are looking down on, you started moving in the area. So you have the good and bad. You have from gangsters to gays to Jewish people to people that are on the margins that make this a creative, wonderful town that it is.
And just add.
I got kind of a little lost there. Sorry,
That
guys.
was
No, that was
fantastic.
perfect.
I
So
think
good.
the next piece of this is like, and I remember from when we met at Barney's and we talked a little bit about this, but again, all in your own words right now, like you did a great job of connecting the past
Okay.
and kind of like bridging it to today.
Okay.
You had a vision about that, or you had an opinion about that. Can you talk a little bit about how the history of WeHo/Sherman, how you see that bridging through today in business?
Yeah.
And one other just piece of history too is, it was in the 1920s that Sherman, to compete with Hollywood, renamed the town West Hollywood.
Right.
In the 20s.
Right.
Actually, people don't realize that. It was West Hollywood long before to compete with Hollywood.
So I would like to say, like, I think because the history piece is going to be a small part of the final product, but it's so crucial, and you have such great information. You tell it in such
Yeah.
a great way.
Yeah.
I think this is just time to riff a little bit, and then we'll just piece some things
Yeah.
together as we need it.
Okay.
So don't worry about be perfect. Don't worry about be perfect. Just,
Okay.
just riff a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
And only one other, and I don't know if John can incorporate it, but the fact about the chamber not allowing this area to be annexed 4 different times so that it did remain part of the town.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so that this chamber.
I know they had a close vote in 1924.
Yeah. 4 different times the chamber fought to oppose annexation.
Okay.
And
That's good stuff.
And saved it to be West Hollywood.
So let's start with that, and we'll use that as the kickoff point and go into some of the
Sure.
article stuff. So we're still rolling?
Yep.
Great. John, annexation in West Hollywood, they have a funny history together. Tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about that.
So the West Hollywood Chamber. Let me start again.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about annexation
right.
in West Hollywood in particular.
So there was a town. This was the town called Sherman, and as Hollywood was growing, the word kind of got out to call this area West Hollywood. They're kind of going with that kind of sound. But we were a different place than Hollywood. And in 1921, the chamber started. It was the West Hollywood Chamber. It was actually called the West Hollywood Chamber before anything else in this area. So in 1921, the West Hollywood Chamber, hold on, I'm talking in circles. In 1921, it became, 1921, God damn it.
It's okay.
In 1921, the West Hollywood Chamber began, it started, and 4 different times this area, which was county land, wanted to be annexed by LA proper. But the chamber wouldn't let that happen, which is really cool because the chamber realized that we were a bunch of outsiders, people from the margins that were not wanted in LA proper or Beverly Hills. And all these creative types that came in this area has made West Hollywood what it is today. Because we kind of started, hey, we don't really want those people involved, or when they did want to annex us, we didn't want to be involved with them. We wanted to be our own creative city. And that's why West Hollywood is the best place to live. I've been living here over 25 years, and I can't picture living anywhere else just because of the diversity. There's, you could be whoever the hell you want in West Hollywood, and no one gives a shit. And that's one of the reasons why I live here. You could be a rocker, you could be a transgender, you can be anything you want. I'm trying to think of other things. You could be a dog lover. No, you can be whatever you want in West Hollywood, and that's what really makes us the small little jewel in the whole LA region. And that's
Sorry. Guys, I got to jump in here. So we've got a slight problem, which is we've got too much stuff.
Yeah.
So I got to whittle us down.
Okay.
I love what you're saying.
All right.
I really do.
I feel like
So what you gave me just now actually is going to propel me into my next thought.
Okay.
So this is one thing that we have yet to get today.
Okay.
You've had such a dynamic way of talking about this is this place where you basically let your free flag fly. It's always been
Yeah.
that way. We need to connect that to the chamber now.
Okay.
So there's businesses that reflect, if you can say something to this extent, there's businesses that reflect that same spirit. Spirit.
I like that.
And we need a chamber that understands who we are culturally and from a business perspective and culturally.
How about we have a chamber?
Whatever you want to say,
Okay.
I need you to get it in like 7 seconds,
Yeah,
10 seconds.
Okay.
I'll tee it up.
Okay?
Okay.
I know you always
Paul doesn't give you any pressure.
I will pressure people.
No. I like being pressured like that. Let me think about this for a minute. So basically, give me the question. Go ahead. We'll just shoot it.
So just hear me again. You just said that this is basically like rock and roll bill, right?
Right.
I just need you to say something to the extent of, and we need a chamber that understands what our culture is, and we have it.
Okay.
If you just said that, I would be
Okay.
a real big fan. Sorry.
Okay. So
The-
we have a chamber that understands the crazy needs that we have in this town, that we're different than everyone else, and that's why I love this chamber.
That's great.
So
throw
West
it again?
Hollywood, no, it's okay. West Hollywood is a city that really celebrates diversity, and we see that reflected in the chamber and our relationship with the chamber.
West Hollywood is such a diverse city, and we have a chamber that reflects that and lets us do what we want and brings a spirit of innovation and entertainment and fun. And I love this chamber.
That's great. That helps me.
Throw me again.
Let's roll through it like 2 or 3 more times.
Okay.
And all to Dan. Say something to this extent.
Say what you said again. I'll just spit that out. I'm sorry, I got kind of lost.
Oh, well, so I can't remember now.
We have a chamber that reflects the diversity of the people that we have here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And more importantly, the businesses.
Okay.
Our businesses reflect our culture, and we need a chamber that can that understands us, and we have
Paul,
that.
would it be helpful to what you said earlier, which is that he starts talking about the diversity and start talking about it a little bit again to lead up to it, and talk about some of the businesses?
No, I literally
You
need
don't
him
want
to
the
just
businesses?
say
Spits out.
kind of exactly
Okay.
what I just told him. Sorry, guys.
Okay, that's all right. Okay. Okay.
So we have in West Hollywood a chamber that reflects the diversity of the people and the businesses that make this city so wonderful.
That's it.
That's perfect. You
Cool.
said it in your own words.
Good.
So that's great.
Mike?
Yeah, can I just add to that in terms of like, I agree with Paul, like, very briefly, but like, from your perspective, what history lives on today? You talked a lot about that in our interview, and you talked a lot about that on your tours, and I think that's a nice link. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
What history lives on today from the past? Can you speak to that at all?
Yeah. Am I talking in a sense of like in a pioneering spirit, or we're
The way that
different?
I'm thinking about this, and this may not be used in terms of part of the chamber, but to tee up the history. So we're having 2 themes here. The history of West Hollywood and Sherman tying into modern day West Hollywood. So you have a tour on the Sunset Strip that's
Right.
all about modern West Hollywood, but you're also talking about history.
Oh, yeah.
Just in a brief phrase or two, however you want to interpret this, what history lives on today in West Hollywood that's important?
Okay.
Yeah. So we've been talking, you're still willing?
I am, but I'm not sure he's ready to go yet. Let's
Yeah.
just spitball on that. What is
Yeah.
it? I mean,
Yeah, I'm trying.
You don't
Thank
have
you.
to- yeah, you don't have to.
What the history that lives on in West Hollywood, I think, is people that are diverse and kind of not even wanted by other areas, and we've become a creative community, and it's blossomed into what we are today. The creative city. You can be a rocker. You can be whatever you want. It's here for you in West Hollywood.
that's a great answer.
Yeah.
So
Love that.
there's been a lot of change
Yeah.
in West Hollywood, but some things are the same, kind of
Right.
that same pioneering
Got it.
independence. How has that seen, how do you interpret that?
Well, you know, a lot of things have changed in West Hollywood over the years, but some of the foreground or pioneer spirit of West Hollywood was that we were outsiders. And we're all outsiders that are diverse and fun and creative, and that's what makes the city so dynamic to live in.
Great answer.
Great. Did that address
Yeah,
your?
no,
Good enough?
It's really perfect, yeah.
Great.
So can we get? I want one more sound bite.
Sure.
I'm gonna throw it out the way I would like to hear it, but you put it in your own words.
Uh-huh.
You know, culturally, our city's always led from the front, and part of that is due to the fact. Culturally, West Hollywood has always led from the front, and our businesses do as well.
Okay.
And what I know is going to happen with a Chamber of Commerce that is as powerful and dynamic as this chamber is, we're going to continue to lead from the front. I wanted like a forward-thinking
Got it.
impression from you.
Okay.
Sorry, I know I'm
No, yeah.
absolutely not asking you to say it.
No. Let me stew that a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So culturally, West Hollywood, we lead from the front. And what's really cool is we have a chamber that pushes us forward in a more dynamic, diverse way than we already are, and blah, blah, blah. I got kind of lost.
You
No,
said
this should be great.
culturally, we lead from the front, and our businesses do as well. Sorry.
Okay. So what's cool about West Hollywood is culturally, what's cool about West Hollywood is culturally, we lead from the front. And I'm talking about the people and the businesses. And we have a chamber that is diverse and propels us forward the way we want to go to make this the coolest city in the world.
God damn it, that was good.
That was really great.
That's exactly what I wanted. Smoke coming off of that one. But I'm good.
I'm good.
Me too.
You guys good? You sure?
Wow,
I'm
yeah.
here.
Well, I mean, is there